So Unit 3, Activity 3, is going to focus on the articular system. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put it all together. So we're going to take the muscles, the bones, and the joints and put this stuff all together to see what you guys have learned in this section. The final task for this section is quite important as it is one of your summative or culminating activities. So please make sure you take your time when completing that. So this section here we'll go through. It talks about repetitive strain injury. So we do the same movements over and over again. Often it results in injury, and a lot of the stuff showing now is this early sports specialization, as they're seeing more and more injuries in young children who have specialized in one particular sport from a young age on. So some more information here to support why we should be multi-sport. But your repetitive movement injuries here, after watching the video, sort of sharing some of your own thoughts and opinions. Then there's the articular system. So again, it's these facts and information that we had before. So you've already started to take some notes on this. So make sure you go through and take a good look at this information so that you understand each of those components. And interactive for the articular system. So here we're looking at the different types of joints. So it's got some images of different joints and the different parts of this upper body, the upper arm. And so you can then take these and slide them into the proper locations. But it is important that you understand the different types of joints. There's a crossword right here. If you wish, you can complete to see whether or not, again, a lot of this is memorization. So whether or not it's been drilled into the memory of your brain. So you can basically go through and do that activity. A few more things to sort of watch related to bones and joints. So it's more information and the joints themselves there. So definitely take a look at that. Here you have a graphic organizer, and the graphic organizer is going to have basically a whole bunch of different types of joints in the body, and you're having to compare these together. So do a good job of this. It's important to make sure that you've identified the different movements and things that can occur at each of the different types of joints, and even more importantly, to identify exactly what type of joint it is that you're looking at. Here's the choose your own adventure piece, and this is your culminating activity, or part of the culminating activities. So make sure you take your time on this. So again, as it says, it's a raft assignment, which means you select one role. So basically, these are the different roles that you can have. So it's one of these people. And then these are the different sort of audiences that you can have. And often these tie into the role that you're seeing. And then what you then do is the format. So there's a Peka Kucha, which is sort of a question with like 5 seconds or 10 seconds a slide kind of thing. And then there's a brochure pamphlet. Could be a sportscast interview. Could be creating a video. Or if you like Facebook, there's a Facebook page one here, and there's an example that's partially finished of sort of what you would do with that. In terms of the topic, you need to have a skill, all right? So some sort of movement that's occurring. And then you'd focus in on one joint only. So if you pick a skill that involves about 20 different joints, just pick one of the major joints that's being used to complete that skill. And that's how that will then proceed through that whole section there. It's important to make sure that in your presentation that you have these components listed in there. All right. So all this has to be covered within whatever type of assignment you do here. So again, it's not me telling you how you're going to produce this. These are your different roles you could play and the different formats you can use to present this, but this information does need to be in that assignment. And then after that, it's important that, or not important, sorry, it says as a self-assessment. You don't need to complete that self-assessment, so that's okay. And then, of course, again, we've got a final unit test to do here, so it's important that you go and take this quiz to see how you've done within this unit in terms of learning the material.